Welcome back, ladies.
Yay!
I can't believe you survived.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean,
exactly. I love,
close.
that's one of the things, like, when I do YouTube videos or record in anything, and then I, like, joke about, like, survived, and then, like, or what if I die before now?
Yep.
And the time this is posted, oh no, this will be so sad. Like,
when I stream, too, I feel like that's always the case when I'm playing, no matter what the video game is, I'm just like, man, I can't believe I made it this... Damn it.
Exactly.
Like, immediately.
In my mind, it's that thing where I try to imagine every stream I do or every video is like, what if this is the last thing I do?
Oh,
yeah.
God.
And then it goes off when I'm like... It'll be like pans in on, I'll do one of my stupid like pans in on my face super close to be like, I'm saying a dick joke, blue. And then in the memoriam video, it's like slow motion, like, dick joke. And then it's like, Anne Richmond, 1985 to 2020, in the arms of the angel.
Oh, God.
Perfect.
I need to make that reminds me, I need to make a folder in my computer, like right on my desktop, that's like, use these photos if I fucking kick it. Like, don't use any other because I know for a fact my mom's going to pull, whoever my proxy is at the time, is going to pull some
My proxy.
shit.
Why are actors so well trained to have a reel for every job, including the final
Dude,
one?
I have a whole thing written out of how, like, I want to be disposed of. It's very specific.
and morbid.
And morbid. And nobody likes it when I tell them about it.
I love it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Let me go into detail. Who wants to be my proxy?
Yeah, well,
Ellie, will you be my proxy?
I don't even know what a proxy is.
If I die,
Then you have to, like, speak.
you deal with my shit.
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Like, if you're my proxy, you basically fulfill, like, my death, my funeral
I'm going to give
rites.
you a polite no thank you.
You don't want to do it,
Nope.
Nobody's interested. No. Just putting my feelers out. Nobody.
I mean, is this a paid gig? Because it's a gig economy.
No, I can, at this point,
Uber.
if I die at this
Uber
point,
funeral.
unpaid, unfortunately.
Okay,
I'm
great.
not dying with a
I
lot
can
of
handle
money.
that.
Okay.
Hey, listen.
But the exposure.
Exactly,
do
the
it.
exposure.
Okay.
You should do it for the exposure.
experience.
The
I'll do
experience and
anything.
exposure. And we have a sick audience for our funerals.
my final collab with Anne Richmond, aka Hearth Singer Games.
Dude, calling my death a collaborate. Dude, okay, wait.
That's-
I'm murdered.
I'm murdered.
And it's not a murder, it's a cool collab. And they fucking write it in the newspaper as my final collab. I'm fucking done, Anne. I'm out.
I live to serve.
Oh, God, that was good.
All right, ladies, you guys ready?
Nope.
No. Are you ready?
Sure.
Yes.
I think you wanted me to say yes.
Yes. I want you to imagine an old, dark, silent forest in the deep north. Swedish north, not Canada. Pine trees, fir trees, growing in thick clusters. I guess they do that in Canada too, but shut up, this is my country. The ground is wet, covered in lush green moss, and nothing is moving, everything is completely still. You walk further into this seemingly endless forest and you reach a small lake. A myr, as those of us who speak the old language of the north would say. The water is still, mirroring the surrounding trees almost perfectly. I don't know if you've ever seen like a lake.
A tree?
Like,
Yeah.
no,
A lake. I've seen a lake before.
No, but like an unbelievably still lake that it
Oh
looks
my
like
gosh.
a mirror.
Only once.
Yeah, it's something
placid lake.
that is a little unsettling because also there's a mist rising from the lake, moving in unnatural ways since there's no wind. And if you look carefully, you might be able to see small little creatures dancing and flowing playfully and seductively. We call that the dance of the elves. It's true. It's true.
We have to go to Sweden.
We have to go to Sweden. Is this what happens every day?
Sure.
I love this country.
An incredible country.
Wow.
You offer so much.
And you move closer to the water, and by you, I mean Henrik. Until you can see your own reflection. And so, Henrik, you continue to look, and the only thing moving is still these small little mist creatures who are dancing and flowing. You look closer. Something is moving down there.
In the water.
In the pitch black water.
Fuck me.
And it's coming closer and closer to
Nope.
the
I
surface.
step back away.
No, you can't.
I can't.
You can't. You're stuck. The shape of a woman is coming out of the water. She's completely colorless. She looks like she's from an old black and white picture.
So creepy.
And her white hair is like spreading out underneath the water where she's floating. And so you lean a little closer, and as you do that, the woman suddenly opens her eyes and they are completely emerald green, as if they are replaced by this green light. And she's suddenly right by you. Something from her throat comes out without her moving her lips at all.
En anticus inimicus et homicida vehementer erectus est. En anticus inimicus et homicida vehementer erectus est. En anticus inimicus.
And she just continues that Latin prayer over and over and over again. And while she's talking, you notice that something is wrong with her, because her face is starting to rot. Parts of her skin, flesh is just falling off. And she's looking at you with desperation. And then you wake up. You're in a small room with just a single bed and a desk. The room is gray. It looks like a psychopath lives here. Outside, you hear the bells of the Cathedral of Uppsala. On the desk and wall, there are all these papers with various sketches of the dream we just saw happen to you. A lady in white, slowly rotting, calling out to you, and then all these Latin prayers, and like trying to understand what it means. And we move back 3 years.
God, I'm fucked up in the future.
Good news, everybody.
Good news,
We
everybody.
make it through the adventure.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't die.
We can't die because
That sweet, sweet plot armor.
3 years in the future.
Suck it, Ellie.
Wow, we can do whatever we want.
I was like hoping, oh no, they will never find that out.
I
But now I'm
literally
like,
didn't make that connection.
no,
Thank you, man.
fuck. Where we left off last week is that you were going to bed.
Yeah.
Then nothing happened, did it, Anne?
Well, I almost was like for Astrid, because now I'm talking like you.
And now
which
we're
is
both
not
Irish.
The accent that I'm doing. No. For Astrid was asleep, but Anne, as the cinematic, the interstitial cinematic eye, was able to see a small, dark figure in the corner. My literal nightmare.
Astrid, she continues to sleep throughout the night. Unless, you want to go and visit Henrik again.
Maybe I do.
Oh no,
That's just a dream.
I tense up in my sleep. I start grinding my teeth in my sleep.
Well, breakfast then.
Forbidden
Fika.
fruit.
Fika.
Henrik wakes up and goes, I can't. what accent am I doing? He just woke up, so his accent isn't there.
My accent isn't on yet.
I need my coffee. I don't have my
I
accent.
will say that I've already spilled on myself, just like I did at the top of last episode.
Perfect.
So,
Yeah.
We have a new theme.
We have a new theme of like spilling shit on our tits.
Yeah, I love it. I love that for
Spilling
us.
on our tits.
come for the
Podcasting.
tits, stay for the talent. It's just it's terrible. It's awful.
All right, Henrik goes to breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Did I sleep well?
Yeah. Both of you slept
Yeah.
well.
Okay.
I mean, you
Yeah.
slept well.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't have these dreams yet.
So
Okay, so I'm not dreaming. Cool.
Yeah. You're not. You're
this
you have zero
version-
dreams or aspirations.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I never dream. Is that normal?
I don't have any goals or direction in life.
Henrik has dreams and aspirations. I was simply asking if I had a dream last night.
Nope.
All right, I go down to Fika.
Okay. No, it's breakfast.
Okay,
Fika
what the
is
fuck is breakfast called in Sweden?
Frukost.
Frukost?
Frukost?
Yeah.
Frukost?
Like fructose? Like the
Frukost. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't mean anything. Like it's frukost. Frukost. Yeah.
frukost.
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 Yeah. And you say
There's gonna
it.
be a Frukost edit.
Ah.
But it's just us trying to-
For now, we're gonna call it breakfast.
Yeah.
We go to breakfast.
So that you can stop being weird about Swedish words. So Astrid descends the stairs in a beautiful, like, jewel tone blue gown of silk.
Shit.
Henrik
Boy-
is at breakfast eating
Yeah.
a cinnamon bun, and he's in casual suspenders without his like proper jacket or anything yet because it's early in the morning.
Dress for the job you want. I
Okay,
guess.
Friends of all is definitely with Astrid of
Yeah.
like just wearing also something golden.
Yeah, when they walk down, he's like, "Did I miss a memo? Are we going somewhere not the library. I thought we were going to the library.
She's
This is not what you wear at the library.
literally.
What does the library mean in Sweden?
Yeah. So she has like her little compact mirror and is like doing her lips, and she shuts it sort of suddenly and says, "Well, yes, but sometimes those of us who can't get certain places need to be prepared to play certain roles. I'm sure you understand. I can't just go out there looking like I didn't put myself together." She's like looking at your outfit a little bit.
Henrik kind of like pulls his ponytail back into like a neater, more slick back ponytail, but is also just kind of like, I look fine.
Why are you being such
This is
a
what I
twat?
wear. This is normal.
It is.
Yeah. Francibel is also, he's also dressed up and looks at you guys talking about your dumb conversations.
Well, good morning to you too.
Glad you're satisfied with the work that we're doing for you today, Ellie.
Anyway, he's eating, like this great breakfast buffet, and that's also something I want to talk about. Like breakfast buffets, they're the best because people pay money to go on breakfast buffets in Sweden without staying at the hotel.
Here's the thing I need to know from you. It's very important. Is there pickled herring?
Usually not at a breakfast, but I can make some pickled herring if you want.
Yeah, literally all Anne Richmond wants to do is pretend she's eating pickled herring right now.
Sure, it's fall and not midsummer yet, but sure. And she gives you an assortment of various pickled herrings.
Yes, many different herrings.
Many different herrings.
I'm fine with the cinnamon bun.
Yes.
Thank you. Franz, how did you sleep?
Oh, like a log. But my back hurts. I do think I'm gonna need some massage later.
Looks like another job for Dagny.
But no, he looks fine. He looks happy and rested, and is just enjoying the hell out of his breakfast meal.
Buffet.
So, what clues did we uncover? And he's like trying to test you guys because I think he knows a little bit more than he says, but he wants to be like see how you guys work on this. So it's like, so what did we learn yesterday from the stuck-up minister?
Henrik kind of brushes his hair back into his ponytail more, and he's like, well, we learned that there had been crops that are withering, people acting out. Astrid, you learned that there was noises from the church, a child.
Crying, yes.
And there seems to be some sort of connection between them all, and Dagny believes that it's not a person, which I don't quite... And he takes another sip of coffee. He's like, we're going to the library.
Yes, and there's been reported evidence of women in the community hearing noises at night and behaving reportedly curiously. Perhaps witchcraft. And she gives you like a little wink.
And Henrik sort of nods and he goes, right, and we're not jumping to conclusions.
No, we are not.
Right. I do have a couple of theories. Was there mention of it was a bird attack, right? Did she specifically say bird?
Dagny.
She said the milkman had been attacked
and murdered by a bird.
But
no,
he
murdered.
Yeah. I checked out the source. He's fine. He's not dead.
Yeah.
Yet.
But yes, so I think perhaps we should go to the library then and see what we can find. And then perhaps we can talk to some of the locals if there's been any other accidents. I don't know. It's up to you two. And he winks at you.
I hand him some coffee.
Principal's okay.
Yeah.
Well, who knows?
Who knows? Honestly, with that guy.
Girl, are you okay?
Exactly.
Franz, do you want to come to the library with us, or do you think we should?
Yes. I might know someone at the library now. Will you otherwise get to the restricted section?
Oh, yes,
right.
I do remember that.
Franz has friends in all places.
Oh, I
High
certainly
places.
do.
Franz in high places.
Franz in high places.
And so
Shall we?
Yeah, so you can coffee to go, I guess, and to the library, which is just a couple of minutes away. And you get there's this gorgeous library, like from I don't know, Beauty and the Beast. A tiny little woman sitting behind the counter with the biggest glasses of all time, and just like.
I don't know if you know what you look like.
Oh my god! Is she okay?
Is Ellie okay?
She's just like.
I want to know more about this woman.
Yeah, no, but no, she's just a regular woman.
What was your name again?
Oh, a name. I have a name, of course. My name is Figgy.
Figgy?
Figgy.
Figgy?
Yeah, all right.
From-
Like Twiggy?
Like
the
from
70s?
from the goddess Frigg.
Oh.
Oh,
But I removed the R. Fig.
your parents
Yeah.
were quite creative.
Right. Do you have a problem with my name?
No.
No.
I was just asking. Mom, I was just being polite. We just want to go to the restricted section.
The restriction section, you don't have to
No, Franz. Hold on, sorry. Franzibold is our friend. I was too tall. I blocked him.
Astrid is dead. behind
And
there.
he's like,
not a part of this.
my dear figure. And she's like, oh, Franzibold, I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, she sounds like him now.
Yeah, they just start speaking Danish to each other.
Yeah.
Ellie knows Danish.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful language. It's beautiful.
It really is. Anyway,
Henrik is actually Danish as well.
oh, really?
Well, that's where his
Is
first.
it taler lite Danish?
Yeah.
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 Is ja yes in Danish?
I don't know.
I
I
assumed.
don't speak Danish. I mean,
You don't know any Danish?
I made up the noises.
Damn. Could have fooled me.
Cool.
Could fool me. I think I said, do you speak Danish? I think so. But then there's going to be Danes being like, Ellie, you don't speak in Danish at all? You know, and then it's like... Anyway, moving on. Bada bim, bada boom. You get access. To
Great.
restricted. And she just walks ahead of you like... Time for you to pick out those dice.
Oh, what are we
Okay,
doing? What are we
okay.
doing?
Because you're reading up, and I kind of want to know how skilled you are at finding information,
Sure,
how
sure,
good
sure,
you
sure.
are at googling.
Oh my god.
Old-timey
Um,
Googling
Would
at the
this
library.
be observation?
I would roll an investigation.
Fuck me. How does that even happen?
That didn't-
Not great.
Yeah.
Let me give it a try
I've
with
had
my...
3 failures.
Am I also allowed to research?
For sure.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just gonna.
Cool. I have a success with
Nice.
my only 4 dice that I had to roll
I did have 7.
to get a success. Some
Um,
people
I
are
did
just
bad.
born with it.
All right.
Maybe it's
So
Maybelline.
you type in your Google search milk, or what was it?
Milk?
Let's take it up.
Milkmen. Milkmen attacked by
Hold on.
birds
For
this
one,
day.
Ellie is pulling me out of the fantasy by telling me we're Googling. And then 2, she says that Astrid types in milk and hits search.
I'm sorry. All right. So you type in the search words in not
And Henrik
Google.
spills a bunch of files onto the floor and he's like, sorry, give me a moment. And he is
you
cleaning
have,
up all
the
these.
tray, right, of the cards,
I
and you just
pull-
dump it out.
I accidentally pulled the tray, the
Yeah.
thing too hard,
Oh,
and the
perfect.
whole fucking drawer came out, and I spilled all of the files, and I was like, oh.
Now you have to alphabetize them.
Yep, that's perfect. No, but after several hours, you start noticing. Wait a second, maybe this makes sense. Maybe this makes sense. And eventually, you have a pretty good idea that what Vasen this might be. You
Milk.
find an old note from
It's
Carl
milk.
Linnaeus, who's he's an actual scientist
Wait,
from Sweden.
Carl?
Linnaeus,
Linnaeus, two names.
it was like doing a lot of biology, and he has named a bunch of plants, basically given a lot of them the Latin names. But in this game, he's also some sort of, I don't know, Sherlock Holmes for Vasen. But you find a note from him saying, during a wedding night, a child came up from the floorboards, danced with the mom, the mother of the child, till she died and bled out. And he referred
Wait,
to
a child?
came up from the ghost of a child came up from the floorboards.
Yeah.
At a wedding. Danced with the bride?
Yeah, with the bride. Danced with her till she died. And he says we think we refer to the Väsen as a meeling. A meeling.
A meeting? Okay.
He's like, and no one dances in that town anymore because of that.
Okay, fuck.
So you think like meeling could be something because, and what basically that is meeling is a ghost of a child that was murdered by its mom.
Okay.
Whoa. Wait, so was the bride the mother of the child?
Yeah, and on her wedding day, it came back to...
So she had like a child out of wedlock.
Yeah, and murdered her own child.
Okay.
Do another roll for investigation now that when you know this.
Yeah. So Astrid tells me that she found this.
Like, this could be it.
No, you know what? I'm going to roll separately now because I think I have one.
Yeah. Oh.
One success.
Okay. Great.
Nice.
Great.
Thank you
Here,
so
and
much.
I'll just do a little. Wait.
This
I
is
have
canonically
4.
this is great because Henrik doesn't know about this
Right.
stuff. Like
Yeah.
Astrid would find this and be like, there's a connection, and
Yeah.
Henrik would be like, so a child, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yep. Nothing.
All right, so one success on mine.
Yeah.
You find in your book is this drawing of a woman holding a dead child.
Probably fine.
Exactly. And there's
Normal.
There's a man standing behind her with crucifixes, holding all these Christian symbols, and they're carefully wrapping the child in what seems to be some sort of cloth. You look at this drawing, you're like, "What is that?" And then you notice that there's like milk coming out of a woman's breast. And I know I've said milk a couple of times.
Yeah, but this was where it was all headed.
Exactly.
We did type milk. We typed milk in and we went,
I almost said MLK.
And you notice that
M-E-L-K, milk.
like this naked woman's breast, like it's
Yeah.
coming milk out
She's
of her.
lactating.
And this looks like a picture from like freaking 500 years ago. Like it's not like
is
like the
drawing.
first type of
yeah,
picture.
it's like
Oh, it is
It's
a
a
exactly.
photograph.
It's a drawing.
What type of book is this in?
That's a good question. I don't know, library.
Restricted section of the library.
Got it. I mean, I'm guessing these are these ancient tomes with like tons and tons of Nordic.
Yeah, like information probably from
mythos.
Falun of like one time this crazy thing happened in our
Yeah,
town
yeah.
and we did it like this, or like
So this is almost like a mix of like old news stories
Yeah.
or just like random clippings kept
Exactly.
from long ago.
yeah.
Okay.
So this
Yeah.
is not necessarily a spell book or anything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But
And
that's
it's also not like a news source. It's just like a thing.
yeah.
A thing, yeah,
A
chronicle.
thing.
But okay, so we know that a muling danced with a bride till she was dead, right?
Yeah.
So they come back for the mothers who forsook them.
Yeah.
Is there anything else about that type of creature that it does? Like why the crying in the church?
And the crops.
Yeah, no,
Can't find
you don't
anything?
seem to notice anything like that yet. But you
Yeah.
have a pretty good idea that it seems like
Yeah.
whatever it is, it might need a proper burial. Like that's
Okay.
what I would sort of take away from.
Does it seem like from the drawing that the proper burial means like a Christian burial with like a figure? Okay.
I would assume so.
Okay. So
but
it seems like that's a good thing, not
Yeah.
like the priest is okay.
it's not an exorcism.
Okay,
so,
okay,
yeah.
that's what I was asking.
I feel like
yeah.
I did a quest about one of these in The Witcher.
Oh,
This is so I'm reading this. I realized so many similarities with Witcher. It's
Yeah.
like it's more like focusing on the rituals
Yeah,
versus
yeah.
fighting them.
yeah.
Uh,
We do
so
love
this
The
is
Witcher.
very
Super cool.
this is very similar to actually Chris.
times.
Chris had the exact same when I told him
Oh.
about this vest, and he was just like, "Oh, so it's like the thingy in The Witcher."
That's
and I'm
so
like,
funny.
no, this is different
No, no,
because
this is totally different.
and I'm like, this is like this and this and this, and he's just like,
Yeah.
oh, so literally exactly like The Witcher. So if you've seen that, and
Yeah.
you're welcome to use like your guess
Yeah.
like outside knowledge. You don't have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
feel like
Well, I mean, all I remember of it is pretty much what you've said, is that it requires a proper burial to be, and it requires so she's gonna say, right? Why are we talking about The Witcher when we could be talking?
Let's do it.
about
Let's
characters?
role play.
Let's like
Let's
role
role
play
play.
our game.
All right,
What
so
is-
Henrik says,
yeah.
I found this photograph, or it's not a photograph, it's a drawing. Do we have photographs yet? I don't even think we do. We do?
Maybe.
I mean,
I
kinda
don't
want them, yeah.
understand what time we're in.
No, okay.
I'm stupid. I'm a stupid
I'm a
man.
stupid man.
Okay, I found this drawing. I can't quite make sense of it.
Yeah. So she is going to sort of put her teeny little spectacles on and push them up her nose and kind of look over it and read some of the kind of script next to it, and then she looks at that, and then she takes out that book that she has and begins flipping through it. They're just, you can see she's not like hiding it from you, but she's also like precious about it. But you can probably make out just scrawling in like a very very beautiful hand, but clearly handwritten, kind of like field notes. And
Like
you've
shorthand.
seen her writing because she was taking notes the other day, and it's not the same handwriting. So you know that the writing in the book is, you probably know that is not her handwriting. So she's flipping through, and then she comes to a point in her own manual, right? And she sets it down and she looks between the two and she says, yes. So, now this would be from my side of things, which doesn't mean that it couldn't be something else, right? But go for a lovely little jaunt with me on a fable. Just ride it out.
Henrik starts to roll a cigarette.
Yeah, it's like, Jesus Christ. So she says,
But he's smiling.
yeah. She says, she kind of explains the creature the same way that Ellie was kind of setting it up. And she says, the thing about these mulings is that they've been... And she like pauses. Left behind by their parents or forsaken in some way. And usually what they require is to be looked after, hopefully by the parent in some way, looking to claim them. What makes them seem monstrous or be sad is because their mothers and their fathers have... And she just kind of trails off.
So as you're explaining this, he stops smoking. He's like fully paying attention, so much so that the cigarette burns all the way down and burns his hand.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
damn it.
Yeah.
And he looks perturbed.
Yeah.
And he hasn't looked perturbed before. He's
Yeah.
looked amused
Yeah.
by these things. And now he's like, he looks very serious.
Yeah.
Talking about like the death of a child.
Yeah.
And that's,
Yeah.
Franzebold comes back. Did you find anything interesting from the books? I think I have a couple of theories. He hasn't presented any of those theories at all. He's one of those like group project assholes.
I'm an ideas man. I'm an ideas man.
Yeah, exactly.
Franzebold. We have an idea.
Okay, good. We should get to the church because we have that appointment with that boring minister, and perhaps we shall uncover some other things. We can talk to the witches, and he like puts that in quotation for those of you who are listening.
Every time, like, at this point you've been around long enough, someone says witches, she just bristles.
Yeah.
Like, there's just, like, the straightening of the spine, and the, like, there's only so many times you can call these people witches in a dismissive way.
Yeah.
Before I'm gonna need to, like, go on a coffee break.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and Franzebold probably senses that because he also thinks that these are not the works of witches, but he thinks it's dumb as hell that they think so. So you, with that information, you want to head to the church?
Before they burn anybody.
Yeah, maybe. Yep. No, let's take a fika break. No, we're going to church.
Another
Dagny's
cafe.
like, hello. And so you go to the church. Briselius is standing there. His wife is not there. And
Where's your wife? I'm kidding.
Exactly. Wait,
Where's your wife?
Is he just standing outside the church? We roll up. Oh
yeah,
God.
he's like just waiting for you like a psycho. And it's Saturday, so he's like, hanging out. I don't know what ministers do.
What do they do on Saturdays?
Exactly. But I know that they're off on Mondays. Like they're like Broadway actors. Broadway actors and ministers. The same thing.
Same thing. Same exact thing.
Same job.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
For this time period in this situation, obviously this man thinks it's witchcraft. Are they burning witches? Like, what should I think about as far as...
This is Sweden is Scandinavia in general and the world in general is very religious at this time,
right.
And they will want to explain the Vasen activity through devil worship, and so it's a very common idea to explain away things with like this is happening because of bad
Devil
morals, and devils and Satanism and all that. Vasen have, as far as you know with your studies, have existed in Scandinavia since forever. And people have known how to live with them. And, like, they've just told tales about them and be like, well, don't go out in the forest and do that thing because then that thing is going to come and eat you.
And get you.
Exactly. Whereas, with Christianity coming further and further north, not recently, I guess, 800 years earlier, more and more of that puritanical bullshit started basically happening.
Yeah.
Witch trials did happen as well, but
Okay.
it's not like recent, like they did.
Right.
But they do have capital punishment.
So there's capital punishment
Yeah.
for if you are found performing
Witchcraft,
or occult,
or
type
if you,
behavior.
like if
Cool.
You're-
Not
you're
asking
you're
for any
pre-
particular reason or anything.
Right,
Exactly.
if they found out that we believed in Vasen and were like hunting Vasen, they'd be like, you are also witches.
well, he might make that claim. However, since it is like also getting more and more modern, people will be like, no, we should test them in court. Like there is still like a court system sort of, and so it's not as like as bad as the Salem witch trials, I would say.
Yeah.
But
But still, like, if you were any kind of
a cult
person,
You're an outsider, basically.
apropos of nothing.
Yeah, you wouldn't. You
should.
Yeah, exactly.
You probably shouldn't
Careful.
You should probably not like the society is completely.
Yeah.
Franzibald, he talks about it, but he's like his.
There's a time and a place.
Well, he's also his thing is that I'm an author. I just
he's
gather
kooky.
story.
Yeah.
Like and it's also not like most people believe in Vasen. They just haven't seen them and confirmed that they exist.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit like believing in
I feel like
ghosts.
the cover for me is like, I'm just his assistant. I like take the notes on his
Exactly.
on this man's legendary adventures.
But he.
Nice cover.
And I
Nice
think
cover.
in the town, they're also, you have a sense since you got here that the town seems to be like, we don't really believe that this is a witch, we believe that this is a Vasen.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Dagny too.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so this guy, that's why he was like, ugh, fucking moral depravity, this town sucks.
It's so funny. It's so funny that Franzibald's like, this stupid pastor thinks it's a freaking witch when in reality it's obviously like a mythological
a forsaken child.
Yeah,
This is its mom.
It's
Like,
obviously a ghost baby, you dumbass.
Yeah, what a loser.
What a loser.
Yeah. Anyway, at church, you go in, you interrogate a couple of women, but none of them seem like, they just seem honestly like teenage girls who are just like, I have done nothing wrong. Then this young woman with dark eyes and long brown hair who looks a bit like Alicia Vikander, the Swedish.
Love her.
Yeah. But her eyes are almost black and she's a little bit more curvy. She walks in. Henrik,
Oh boy.
you recognize this girl.
Oh no.
In fact, you recognize her a lot. A lot. This is Susanna, Jacob's daughter.
No.
Yeah.
But Henrik's also like, yes.
Yes.
But also like, no.
no, please not now.
God.
Not on my job audition.
This is literally like a hot woman who looks at you and is like, I'm gonna ruin your life.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
And she does.
Yep.
Okay,
Cool,
so
cool,
she
cool,
walks
cool,
into
cool.
the church.
Yes.
Fuck. You hear Henrik go, oh, god damn it.
Yeah, you knew she was Swedish, but you did not expect to meet her in Sweden.
You say, oh, God damn it. And she goes, we're in church. And then she
Exactly.
turns around and goes, oh. Yeah.
Exactly.
A little bit gay. Just
Yeah.
not
Little
something they
bit
talked about.
gay.
Yeah.
Franzibald whistles like, whew. And then, but she walks up and she hasn't seen you yet. And she's like, yes, why am I here? Bruselius is like, starts attacking her immediately. Whereas Franzibald is like, how about we take it a little bit of a different strategy here and so you have her here to question her.
She's gonna
nightmare.
kind of like seeing whatever this situation is, not knowing but picking up on social cues as is her wont. She kind of steps in front, and I'm gonna be using my conjuring tricks ability
Whoa.
to substitute my stealth for my manipulation.
Oh, I love
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you cooking up over there?
What are you cooking there? Just a little Vassin soup. Okay, nope, not out of Vassin, not made of them. You know what? This is getting away from me. She's going to step up and kind of like flounce a little bit by this awful old man who has been so annoying this entire time. And she steps up and she says, Madam, we are in town because we have heard rumors of a crying child in the area disturbing the night. Have you experienced this?
Oh, yes, I think we all have. We all of us. I'm surprised that Reverend Brasilius you haven't told him. And she gives him an accusatory look.
Mm-hmm.
Of, it's happening in your church. And he just like, quiet woman.
Yeah, so she is going to move so that she is on the side of the woman. Like, so she's standing across from Brusilius and Franzibald and Henrik, and she is kind of like fiddling with a necklace that's been like tucked into the top of her dress and between her breasts, and she like is kind of holding it out, and then she kind of like flashes it to her behind her head so that the woman seated can see it, but the two of them can't see what the symbol is. And it's clearly an occult, like friendly symbol of something that would represent the old country.
Okay.
Or like the old, like a Nordic rune or something like that. Just to say, like, whatever you're about to say, like, they might think you're crazy, but I'm going to believe you.
Okay.
So if you're going to talk, now is the time.
She frankly doesn't strike you as someone who is in on this at all.
Okay.
At this point, like hearing the Reverend kind of like quiet woman and like speak up, Henrik begrudgingly sort of like like gets up and now turns to go face the group because he was kind of separate from them, and he comes over and he goes, Reverend, thank you. I actually know Susanna from childhood. If I could have a moment with her.
Henrik. Oh dear, I did not expect
Hi,
to
Susanna.
see.
I didn't expect to see you either.
She's just slowly backing into the bushes. Exactly.
Like,
And Henrik is trying so hard to like play it cool, like professional. He's in full like private detective, professional mode. Very just like, hello, Susanna.
Brasilius, how do you know each other?
Susanna and I went to school together.
Franzibald is like, like
Franzibald also went to school. Franzibald also went to school with us.
Brasilius is like, all right, so you.
I can vouch for Susanna.
You can vouch. Fuck, that's the word.
I know. I was looking for it too. I was like, vouch is the word.
What? So.
And I beat him to it too. I'm like, yeah, I can vouch for her.
Exactly. He's like a dumb Swedish woman in America being like,
no.
Can't speak. No. All right then, and you can see Brasilius is like, this is not at all. Like, he literally thought, you guys would be like, oh, she's a witch based on zero evidence. Let's burn her and move on.
How about not?
But he has nothing, like with none of these women, he has nothing on them. And he just seems to frankly be like, not have no idea what he's talking about. If you're gonna talk, I would suggest you leave the church because I have things to prepare before tomorrow. So he's like, get the fuck out of here.
Reverend, was that all your suspects?
There are many suspects, but yes, these are the ones that was the prime suspects. Yes.
I hand him a card and I say, if you need me, again, I'm a private detective and I do this for a living. Henrik O'Doherty, you can call me. Please stop accusing women in your sacred house.
Oh my God, she's like fans. Yes. And thank you for saying every word I have ever wanted to say.
He's really peacocking for Susanna over there, but it's cool. Astrid likes it too.
Yeah, it's cool.
Well, and Franzibald again, like, whoo. All these dumb noises.
This rosy-cheeked little man.
He just sleeps, farts, and makes dumb noises.
Exactly. Woo. Woo. And so you and like at a bench or something outside the church. It would be so funny with this image of you and Franzibald just standing by a tree, trying to here.
No, we
This
just.
conversation.
I think this is best to be like a private convo. Once
Yeah.
we sort of see what's happening, I'll like kind of Franzbald and his like kind of desire to always be at the scene of whatever drama. I just kind of go, come along now, and I say, let's get tea. It's
Right.
fika time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so we go to the place across the street, like a little cafe.
Yeah.
And
We're close enough where I think you can see us.
We can see you sitting on the bench.
An alleyway.
But I imagine it just like the camera angle pans and like in the shadow of the cathedral, you guys are just like sitting in a pleasant bench.
And Franzibel to you is like, this might not be a very good thing because I do know Henrik is married a long time.
Married isn't dead, my love.
Astrid, every day I believe I fall in love with you more and more.
Oh, please.
So Susanna is just looking at you. She's still, so the thing is with Susanna, she's attractive, mysteriously attractive, but she looks sad. Like there's something about her that's just sad. Very, very dark eyes, and she's just sad.
Susanna, I understand this might be a bit uncomfortable for you, but I'm here on a case. What are you doing in Fallen?
I came to Fallen, actually right after I met you the last time. Was it three years ago? Yeah, no, I needed to get away, and I've gotten a job here. I work as a maid for one of the big houses up the hill, and I like it here until the Reverend moved here, and he started just making it into an unsafe town. But I mean, I did not expect to see you here, obviously. I did not expect for you to be involved in this. And so my question is more, what are you doing here?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm starting to question that myself. I was brought out by, of course, Franz. But I thought it was a police matter. I had my own shop, as you know, back in Dublin. But it's more complicated than that, it seems, in Fallen. It's not so much mischievous kids. I want your opinion. And tell me honestly. I've been doing research, and I have to say, it has led me down a path I did not think it would. What do you think is going on?
I have no idea what it could be. You don't think I'm responsible for any of this? And briefly, for you, like a flash of you making love to this woman last time you met her, and it's like
no more
Henrik
just like
tenses.
like Henrik tenses up. He's like, fucking I cannot think about that right now. Okay.
But I don't know what's going on. I need to go back to work though. I can't stay and talk, but I'll find you tomorrow. We can talk more then. Are you staying at the inn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And she hurries off.
Wait, before you go, you mentioned the Reverend. You said he's making it unsafe. Did you notice it was strange before the Reverend showed up, or around the time that he showed up, things started to get weird?
When he showed up, for sure.
Thank you. You. Sorry, I didn't mean to hold you up.
It's okay. How's your wife?
She's. I can't believe you asked me that. She's doing well. She's doing a lot better.
I'm glad. And then she hurries off.
Fucking A.
You fucking bitch. Anyway.
He tenses up and he rolls a cigarette. He's very tense, rolling his cigarette.
Francois and Astrid is like,
Yeah.
I'm smoking. I turn around. I'm like, you can come back over. It's
coming out of the bushes.
fine.
No, they were sitting at the cabin, but it will be.
I go over to them.
Yeah.
Could really use some fika right about now.
So seeing the end of that interchange, Astrid has already put together the most beautiful plate of like fresh fruit and your cinnamon roll, like the way that she's noticed that you like it, and like made your coffee and everything.
I
so
love
you
it.
come to like a perfect little plate.
And he's like kind of frantically smoking, and he goes, all right, so I guess we should probably move on and continue looking for clues. And he just walks away.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Yeah.
that normally works. Men are usually so simple. And then she goes, but not this one.
Yeah.
And she looks at Franzibald.
Why are all these women
women
trying to have sex with me? I'm just too hot for my own good.
Yeah, well, Franzibald is like, do you think they had sex? Do you think they had sexual intercourse?
I didn't see them having sex
By the
right
way,
there.
that's very on point for Danish people. They are very.
I mean, knowing Ellie, Ellie's not Danish, but
same.
it's the same.
Did they have sex? Yes.
She kind of is like drinking her coffee, and she's like snarfs into it a little bit. And then she puts it down and she says, "Frenzy."
Fair enough. I will ask him myself. And then,
well, maybe give it a minute. I mean, it's very clear they
did
had
you
something.
sleep with her? No.
Come back! I need to know if you fucked that girl.
I accidentally swallow my cigarette.
As you guys together head back to town, it's a little bit of a walk. It's like 5-minute walk, and unfortunately through a forest. And it's
that's
dark.
probably fine.
It's getting dark.
Yeah. So as this is happening, and Franz is kind of like probably up there farting and whatever else he does. You know what I mean? She's kind of walking as the like birds start to be quieter because the day is ending, and it's like that perfect like dusk period approaching into the darkness. And Ellie's getting out cards, and we're not going to pay attention to that because everything's going to be just fine. She says, so interesting girl, that's Susanna.
Astrid, we don't have to do this.
No, but we sort of do.
Astrid, please don't ask me about my personal life. I mean it.
Would she be able to commit a murder?
Oh, first of all,
yeah, I was like, yeah. So she's still standing there with her mouth open, but like forgetting to breathe because of the rebuke, right? And then just from the beyond, like, is murder. So let me not ask you a question, but instead imply that this woman you clearly know is a murderer.
Henrik stops, and he's on his like third cigarette. He turns around, he goes, I know Susanna from my past. She was a childhood friend. We've known each other for years. I do not think that she's involved in this. I don't even see how she would be. It doesn't make any sense. And if you're going off the idea that a child ghost would murder a mother, Susanna's not pregnant. She didn't have a kid.
Do you know that for sure?
And before you
now we're just arguing in the dark.
You know that for sure. It's fine. Keep arguing. She can't start. She can't make us initiative order. We're just arguing.
Well, you're having this argument. Unfortunately, something is shrieking from the trees above you.
Franzibald, will you just... He's just standing there.
And he is terrified on the ground because he is seeing something that just looks freaking awful. It's some sort of big-ass black bird. So and you can't really see.
Follows his eye line up into the trees.
And if you can... It looks weird, but it looks like a bird, like a crow, but big, with like the head, a bald head of some kind. A bald human head. Roll a fear. A fear roll.
How do we do that?
So that's what I'm gonna look up right now. Alright, so the fear works like this. You roll your logic or empathy plus the number of players present in the scene.
Not including players present. Players
so
present.
So whatever that is plus 2.
Not NPCs.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna roll 6. Show me not feared. Okay, 1 success.
3 successes.
Okay, none of you are worried about this, but Franzibald is terrified, and so he is just
frozen.
Well, wait, actually, you got 1.
I got 1 success.
Yeah, unfortunately, you are terrified because this had a fear value of 2.
Oh no!
So what?
That's what.
Exactly.
What happens when you're...
That means you get terrified, and you can do 4 things: flee, freeze, faint, or attack. So you lose the ability, if you attack, for example, you lose the ability to make strategic choices and will not stop attacking until the enemy is vanquished. You can flee, you can freeze. So basically, maybe you just freeze this for this time because this seems like the easiest.
I mean, I think she is that's terrifying and not at all a baby. Like
not what you expected.
Not what I thought was going to happen. And I think she probably she doesn't like flee in that she's running from the scene. She absolutely just backs up into a tree in terror and then like guts behind it and just hides.
Roll a d6 to see how many rounds.
4.
Cool.
Great.
So it's you and this little guy,
What?
Henrik. Yep.
I think this is great. What are you talking about?
Oh no.
What? Do you have any ranged weapons?
I do. I have a revolver.
We gonna need that.
start.
Leg
So
up.
you see that this monster is basically up there, and he's everyone around you is failing.
Fuck.
Um,
I take out my revolver.
Yep.
I use this in the wilds. I have my revolver
Yep.
in my weapons. It says the bonus is a +2.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that means. Do I roll my ranged weapon
Yes.
plus 2 more die?
Yeah. Yes.
Cool. 2 successes and then 1 more success. Oh,
shit,
wow.
damn.
So 4 successes.
Savage.
Yes. Well, okay. I thought that was gonna last longer.
It has a damage of 2.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I bet it does.
It is.
And
No. Sorry.
Henrik
No.
Henrik-
You hit it. You hit it really bad, and it yaps out an awful shriek. But it's still up there. Sorry.
what is
I
the-
didn't see that. It looked like it had
What is
2
the shriek?
points, and I'm like, what?
What is the shriek like? Like a bird, or it sounds like not like a bird?
It sounds like a bird, you would say.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, it sees you and
No.
it attacks you. It tries to attack you with its might. With its
Cool.
talons.
No.
And so I'm gonna roll against your. You can take your fast action to sort of try to dodge it. So, for example,
Agility or like
that's force, like either force to parry, or agility if you want to like try to dodge it.
I'll do agility. I'll say that he would jump out of the way. He's
Yeah.
not trying to block this bird.
All right.
He's gonna try to get in the way of some
So
bird.
roll that.
1 success.
Actually, it does. Unfortunately, I got 2 successes.
No.
So
How do we know? Because you're rolling behind your Vasen GM screen.
exactly can be yours if you go to freeleague.com. Actually, I don't know if that's the website. Anyway, you take 2 damage.
What does that mean?
That's a good question. Do you have any protection or armor?
Not that I know of.
So you take 2 conditions on your physical armor.
Fuck
This
me. Can I have your pen? I didn't bring a
Great.
pen.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
This is
a pen.
permanent damage because it is a pen, so never
Yeah,
can
exactly.
heal.
So just write it a little bit.
So I'm exhausted and battered.
Yes,
Woof.
and that, well, you can look that up in your rule book.
yeah.
While
So I stand back up after being knocked down by this fucking bird.
Yep.
And I take out my revolver and I'm going to shoot the bird. So I have -2 for my precision because of my thing.
Go get it.
Freaking sucks. Okay. So let's see. I did not get a shot in.
All right. And so it swoops down to attack you again. However, Francible gets a hit. All of a sudden, he's awake.
That beautiful son of a
That's
bitch.
and like he threw something at like a rock or something because he does not have a revolver.
Yeah.
But it is enough for it to actually crash into the ground.
Uh-huh.
And when you look at it closer, you see it's a child. It's like a small child.
Wait,
And
not a bird?
Not a bird anymore, no. It's shifted back.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Well, easy. Does that affect my fear? Sorry, I hit something.
Well, not initially, because then you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
But then it suddenly gets up and,
Okay.
just straightens up and turns to look at you. And these unbelievably dark eyes. Super sad child.
Still looks like a child.
I was
Yeah.
like, those are words we've heard before.
Henrik is like messed up. He just tried to shoot this thing, and now it's a baby, and he's like entirely messed up about this.
Yeah.
He like drops his gun, honestly.
Henrik, wait! and she sort of like darts into the clearing again. And does this child look like Susanna?
It's hard to say because it looks like a dead child.
Weird creature.
It's a weird dead, like it looks like a dead child with dark, but it has dark hair and like the complexion.
Yeah,
like, you know.
And so she says, I know what it. She feels so stupid. Anne feels stupid making this choice, but I feel like she would do it. She sort of sets down her knife, which she had like taken out, and her like shaking hand behind the tree, and she sets it down on the ground and sort of gets down on the child's level, and she says, I know what it is to be left behind.
Do you have a name?
I hate that. I really do hate it. She says, Astrid.
Can I have that name? And Franzival walks up to you and... Easy now. Don't give it your name.
Yeah, and she says, name is a prize to be desired, but unfortunately this one is mine. Would you like a name?
I would like a name. And then it turns around and runs into the forest and disappears.
Yeah.
And that's the end of chapter 2.
Oh God, Ellie!
Oh my God!
Jesus fucking